There's two, there's two ways to do electrics, right? One way you follow guidance and rules and regulations, and the way I'm doing it, just sling it in and hope for the best. I can't remember why I did it like this, but you can see I've done 530 off the side of the wall, and then I've done 600 in from the entrance, and then 1160 to the next one, to the next one, next one. I was going to treat it as two different spaces and align them differently, but it actually worked out all right to have them in one straight like airstrip. So I'm back here now to second fix them. So I've marked them all up. I've done one side, so I'm going to cut them up. Here we go. Oh, I didn't. Oh, look at that! I didn't hit a joist. That was the first thing, isn't it? Right, here we are. There's one. Even though you plan and you plan and you measure, there's still like something satisfying about finding a downlight cable. Oh, yes, like a little kid. Oh, yes. I remember I terminated a couple of them just to give them light temporarily during first fix.
You'll get to the end, you'll think, yeah,
Right, one more. I can't. I don't know why I do it for the money, John. I don't know why I do it for the money. I do it for the love. Last one in the row, and then we'll line up the other side. Ooh. Oh, yes. Dreams. Dreams. I don't think we're going to head down Struggle Street today, mate. Woo-hoo. Let's set up the laser on the other side and do the other four. Right. Good point, though, about that. There was when I was setting out the downlights, I'm going to turn this off a minute because I can't see my laser. When I was setting out the downlights, I did think about setting these back too in a bit over the units. I changed my mind. I quite like the uniformity of the two rows. And but I did allow for, the client didn't say, they were out at the time, and I just made a judgment call. I ran a cable in for LED under counter lights. I could just coil it up and I'll leave it. When the client came home, I told them about it, and they said, "Oh, that's great. Maybe we'll do that in the future." So they're not going for it right now. But I thought, oh, and now it's all been skimmed and boarded and stuff. It's good to keep it. Good to keep it there just in case. It's disconnected. So when I drill this one here, that is the end of line for the downlights. But I've wrapped a second cable. In fact, let me just drill it. I'll show you. Right. Oh. I think I know why, because this is a little single story pitched extension and the rafters go the opposite direction, and I must have done something. So I've had to move it all across by 80 mil so that they'll all be in line. So I'm so pissed off on myself. It's going so well. Yeah, right. There's the extra cable, which goes to the LED tape in the future. So I've just wrapped it round. Right, let me cut the others. I'll get a screw and I'll fill that back in. That was my bad. You'll make mistakes. Own it. Happens, isn't it? There she blows. Oh, yes. There it is. Bang on there. That is bang on. I must have done something there, John. Must have done something there, but that's bang on there. It's just that. It's all right. Last one. After my monumental f*** up in the kitchen, I thought you heard that. I'm trying to redeem myself by hopefully getting these 9 in the right place. The first one was right, so that gives me confidence that the rest of them are going to be all right. But I mean, I said that in the kitchen. This is my plan. This is step into the map, Joey. Measure 700 off the wall, 11 under the gap, 11 under the gap. And for some reason, I measured from that wall into the center and then back to that one to give me that line. I don't know why. Must have felt fruity that day. Must have felt dangerous. I'll cut these 2 out. Yeah, those 2. And then I've got this marking ready. So then we'll do that row and then we'll do the final row. Hopefully, this measurement is going to be slightly different because they've dot and dabbed that wall. So it's actually about 35 something mil further in. So hence I'm going from this wall, which only had a light skim on. So yeah, let's cut them in. Believe that. Believe that. I didn't make off all of them. I'm pretty certain I made off just a couple, just to get some lights for the client. This, the Dade. Dust and Debris Eliminator, I think the acronym is. Yeah. My ratio is still good, my hit ratio. I don't mess around. I can see it. I love it. I've totally redeemed myself. Cool, how can I be swinging from that? Should really make a video really of how I play out downlights. Sometimes you can measure it and it doesn't quite look right. So then I kind of eye it in and then go from there. I hopefully time to sparkies will know what I mean. Sometimes you'll measure it and you'll think, oh, that'd be great. Same distance off there, same distance off of there, but it kind of looks too much like a dice. It looks too square. And so you bring them in a little bit and then you go from there and then you break down your measurements between the 2 downlights that you eye in. So here I must have done, I definitely found the center of the room, but it was just slightly off, if I remember. Yeah, because there was a beam. There was a beam right in the middle, so it's slightly off center. And the closest to center was the left-hand side of the beam rather than right-hand side. It would have been quite a far out on the right-hand side. But I must admit, you just kind of, through experience, just by doing them all the time, and all these, I've done hundreds and thousands of different rooms, shapes, sizes, and heights, that you just kind of get a knack to find out what lights look like and downlights and where the placement looks, where it looks best. So yeah, you can use maths, use your phone, try and break the room up, and I do try and minimize the distance between lights. I never really like to go any more than 1100. That is quite max because of the shading on downlights. So where possible, I try and keep like 1100 is probably the max I like to do. And also a very key point is to bear in mind is to, when you're doing your measurements, come on in and have a look, is to divide it up. Don't divide it up by the amounts of spots. Divide it up by the amount of gaps that you want, if you get my drift. And then that will give you your even number. So there, I will split between 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide that measurement by 4. Gives me 3 spots. Second fixed. Okay, last spot. Right, I'm using Collingwood H2s. H2 lights, I think they're brilliant. They used to come in great big boxes, but they've reduced the packaging, which is wicked. Never had any problem with them. You can get color changing versions as well, but the standard ones are dimmable. White, great value for money. And I love the fact they come with these little plugs. So you can terminate the lights on first fix, so make them safe. and come back and second fix. I only did a couple when I did this, just to get some lights. So yeah, I'm going to start second fixing these. What have I got to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to do. So I'll get on and do the 6, and then we'll do the dimmer. We've got a 2-gang dimmer to go on, and we'll be done. I fitted these sockets, these yellow covers, to help the plasterer, and also gives the client the ability to use the light still in between first fix and second fix safely, rather than just the usual bag around the plate. You can use bead masters as well. I used that before. But there we are. Right. Power back up. So that's the kitchen. And then the dining room to your right there, both on dimmers. The client wanted BG dimmers because they wanted it to match their existing. They work quite well with the column woods. Let's turn that side light off. As you can see, there's a bit more work to do here. I think I've got to do a few more. I've got to second fix some sockets, but I just want to get the lights on today so that they can carry on decorating and plastering. Well, to be honest, the plaster, I think he's finished now. Skirting and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to give them some lights because they had nothing. It's been a couple of weeks. I think that's it on this job. And the extractor fan, I've fitted these plugs, these blue plugs, on purpose. I fit these blue plugs. They're 20 amps rated, so you can use them on like some of the ovens as well. It means that the builder or the client can just plug and don't have to keep calling me to say, oh, we've finished this bit now. Can you second fix that? Can you connect the oven up? Because we're ready with that section of the cabinetry. And it's so much easier if you mount these click flow plugs. I've done the same on the extractor fan. I've done the male end on the extractor fan, so they can just plug it in. Once they mount it, the builder mount the fan, and they just got to plug in. There's no wiring involved. Put these plugs on, and then the client or the kitchen fitter can just plug them in because they're idiot-proof. I'm giving them a little bit of credit here. They're idiot-proof, so they can go around and plug on the appliances. So I haven't got to keep coming back for little bits of second fixing. This is my bit done. I have to hang my head in shame. I'm sure it won't be the first and it won't be the last. But yeah, that's that job done. Let's go home. I'm leaving the spotlights hanging down, most of them, so the client can decorate and stuff, and then they can push them back up afterwards. Right, so I'm back, second fixing some few more bits in this kitchen, which you saw me when I did the first fix. Well, in fact, second fix of these downlights, where I had the wrong measurement on that light there. And it's now been filled, sanded, and decorated. All right. Can't see anything. Can't see anything. That's where it was. Look, all is right with the world. I made it right. You can't notice it.